What's going on, guys? I'm Pat,
And I'm Simone.
and it's been a while. It's been the better part of a year and a half since we sat down and recorded our last video. Actually, probably longer than that, because I think the last video that myself and Simone recorded was at the park April of last year when Riley was barely 6 months old. So the last time it was just me and you. It's been a very, very long time, but it feels strange because it's been so long, but it also feels good to be back.
We are happy to be back, guys.
Yeah, no, it's really good to be back and to have all of you guys out here commenting in the meantime. And thank you for sticking around. Really, we appreciate it a lot. So Simone, what
Yes.
are we here to do today?
So, guys, we're finally ready to answer some of your questions. We have questions that were in our comments from some of our previous videos. And then you guys also asked us some questions on our Instagram. So we are here to answer some of those questions that you guys have been asking.
Before we got on here, I briefly skimmed some of these questions. It looks like you've narrowed it down to about 10 or 12
Yeah.
questions here that Simone has got for us here today, and I'm really looking forward to it because I didn't have much time to really come up with any answers just yet. In all honesty, how about yourself? Did you have any time to sit and reflect and come up with an answer prior to the recording?
No, honestly, not at
No.
all. Not with Riley. Just
All
not
right.
at the time.
All right. So, I mean, without further ado, you want to jump right into it, or is there anything else you'd like to say to the people out there?
Let's just jump right into it, guys.
All
Don't
right.
forget to like and subscribe while you're here. If you are new, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, like, subscribe, and like I said in the beginning, well, it still is the beginning, but at the
Thanks
very
for sticking around.
for the whole 2 minutes at the very start, please comment because we really enjoy the interaction with all of you. We really do, and that's the main thing. I don't know about you, but I honestly missed about being
Yeah.
away for the past year and a half. That first year or so, year and a half that we were doing the channel, especially during COVID and
Yeah,
times of such uncertainty, it was good to really talk to people
yeah. Definitely.
honestly from a distance. So, all right, let's start off with these questions. Question number one, no particular order. Who is the fun parent?
Oh gosh, that's like Pat, hands down.
Well, I will say this: Simone is a very much so a fun parent as well. She is fun,
Not if you ask Riley.
just not as much fun as me, because clearly, in the eyes of Riley, as most of our friends and family know by now,
Yeah.
about being around her the last 2 years,
2
Simone,
years.
fortunately or not, unfortunately, is the second option.
I definitely am. I'm like the second option. Like if we're playing and we're having a good time, as soon as Daddy walks through the door, forget about it.
Yeah, but
Forget about
when
it.
I go in the bathroom or when I go shower, then I hear Riley say, "Mom, come on."
Yeah, I'm second
She's like,
option.
"Oh, it's better than nothing."
It's better than nothing.
So that's pretty much that
Definitely
there.
Pat.
All right, you said it, not me. Um, I guess I could answer this next one. Question number two: who changes most of Riley's diapers? Without question, Simone. For about every 15 diapers Simone changes, I probably change 2 or 3.
You've gotten better. I have to
I've gotten
say.
better.
In the
I have.
beginning, it was all me.
But I'd be lying if I did not say that. I try to avoid
The poops.
the number 2. When I have a inclination that it's a
Yes,
1, or
yes.
I try to squeeze in and say, "Oh yeah," I take initiative. I'll go change her. Sure, come here, baby, let's go. I got you, right. But when I smell what the Riley's cooking, I exit immediately. I find something to do. Whether I have to get the keys and leave the house, I go downstairs to the man cave. I pretend I'm taking a nap. I will find
he runs
almost
away.
anything. Once I see that brewing, she's either making that face or I catch a whiff.
I know,
I'm out.
Well, soon she'll be
Like
potty
most
trained,
dads are out.
so hopefully, But
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss changing her. I actually like those moments.
I was just telling you the other night, Simone's like a diaper ninja. It was like 2 in the morning, pitch black, and it's just like I guess it's just a motherly instinct thing, or
Yeah.
just the
After changing diapers for 2 years.
the repetitive nature.
Yeah,
Well, you've
pretty
been
much
doing
got
it for
a
years.
while. My niece, my
niece and nephew. But I will give Simone credit. She could do it with her eyes closed, changing diapers. So she changes it better in the dark than I can in the broad daylight. So that's why I let her do it most of the time. She's just better than me. Why why have Riley sitting around? All right, question number 3: is Riley a picky eater?
Riley has her daddy's appetite. She loves food. Now that she's getting older, she does pick and choose what she wants to eat.
Yeah.
but she does eat. Like, it's not hard to feed her, like, at all. If you put 3 things on her plate, more than likely she's gonna eat 2 out of the 3, right?
She can be picky, certainly, and honestly, that's just like me. I can be a very picky eater. That being said, though, like you mentioned, it does not mean that we do not have appetites.
Yes,
We
she
like
has
what
an
we like,
appetite.
and
She has an
once we see
appetite.
something we like, we'll have second, thirds, fourths, and we'll take a to-go
Yeah.
bag.
Which
Um,
has been such a blessing to feed her.
yeah, yeah,
It's just not really stressful. I mean, I can't keep the refrigerator full or the pantry
yeah.
because
She's in it all the
yeah,
time,
she's in it all the
especially
time.
the pantry. She can have a full-blown breakfast, and then she wants to
She
know
wants it.
what's on the dessert
Yeah.
menu. Um, but yeah, Riley can definitely be a picky eater, and then the time she doesn't want her vegetables, Simone just somehow blends it or throws it
I
in her pancakes. I don't know
something.
how, and it works. So
Yeah, we get it in there
some of the
until
healthiest
she starts
pancakes.
realizing it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Get away with it now. All right, question number 4. How has Riley changed you individually?
Ooh, go first or I go first?
You go first.
All right. Wow. I mean, she's changed my life for the better, obviously. Like, I am the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Obviously, with you, I was happy too.
Yeah, no,
But
no, I get it.
I mean, just waking up every morning and knowing that we get to see her and she's here. Like, I look at her and I still think that I'm dreaming, you know? She has just brought so much life, I should say, into my life. She has made me a better person. She has made me more patient, more loving, more understanding. She's honestly just a blessing from God. And I can't imagine what life was like without her.
You know, it's so true. Parents say, you forget what life was like prior to having children, and it's so true. We've been in this house 6 years, and it's really hard to recount the 4 years prior,
Yeah,
pretty much,
I agree.
what it was like. Just not imagining her, bopping around the house, even when she's, driving us nuts.
I love it. I love it all. You
Yeah,
love
no,
it
me
too.
too. But really, as far as how she's changed me individually, she's helped me. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, she's helped me become a better person or happier, but really, those things are all true. And also, at the very same time, I feel like she's helped me focus on what's important in life. Definitely has helped me focus on what's important and what's not. What to really get caught up on things in the past that used to drive me crazy. I'm kind of like, it's not going to bother me.
Yeah.
In a few minutes. Actually, I just get over it. So yeah, she's definitely changed me, and definitely certainly made me a happier individual. Just seeing her face or knowing I'm going to be seeing her when I pull up or come home, and the days that I'm off, I'm home with her, waking her up. In the morning she wakes up and she sees me, and
Such a
I
light.
bringing her to the kitchen and all that. So like you said, we could go on for days, but no, for sure, she's definitely changed us for the better. All right, question number 5. Who wakes up in the middle of the night? I'll take that one. Um, I was going to say 8 out of 10. But I'll give you more credit. 9 out of 10 times, Simone will be the one who wakes up in the middle of the night if there is any issue going on with Riley. However, at the same time, I don't completely get away with it. Sometimes, Simone will then wake me up. And there are certain situations where, again, I feel like, okay, Simone needs me. There's other times where I feel like she wakes me up just because she has to be up and is like nudging me for something
Maybe.
something that I feel is like, all right, she's just waking me up because she's up at 3:30
Yeah.
or 4:15 in the morning or whatever time it is. So big or small, again, I don't mind it.
Give yourself credit. I have to say, if it's something small, then I don't mind getting up, early. I actually enjoy it, and he knows I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But if it's something else and I like Pat, like he's up like this. Like,
Yeah, whether I'm near or far. I mean, I
he
feel
is.
like that's a dad instinct.
Yeah.
Whether I'm laying next to you or whether I am the
Coordinating,
complete other side of the
coordinating.
house, in the
Yeah.
basement, in the cave, whatever, or you have the text or call me about it,
Something,
I
he's
fly.
there. Yeah.
So you already know how
Yeah.
that is, but I feel like that is how it should be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't think it's
But
anything
I
out of the
enjoy
ordinary.
waking up in the middle of the night and cuddling her back to bed. Like,
Yeah, no, of course.
actually,
A lot of perks.
I love it.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, number 6. Okay. Did Riley say mama or dada first?
Oh, Dada.
It was? Okay. I feel like she
Yes.
said mom first. Was it?
I could have sworn it was Dada.
Maybe it was.
It was
I honestly forget.
definitely-
To be honest with you. I
I
know
thought she said a lot of words, so like right.
it was definitely
together.
in a close proximity of
Yeah.
maybe days or weeks, but I thought it was mama. But if it was dada, I'm not gonna dispute that. Maybe it was. She
That's
definitely
so
says it
bad.
a lot more these days.
She definitely
So
does.
there's no doubt about
Listen,
that.
I'm sure it's written down in my Riley's little book because we
Yeah,
write
little
everything down. But
chronological timeline over there.
yeah.
All right. That was what? Question number 6? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, question number 7. Will there be a baby number 2?
Oh, let's save that question for later. Stick around. You don't know when
Okay.
we're gonna
All right.
answer.
We'll see what happens with that. It's one way to captivate the audience. All right. Question number 7, but really 6 since we jumped over that one. What is something you both noticed differently about each other since becoming parents?
Wow. I'll think. What I've noticed differently about you is definitely patience. Like you kind of have patience before, but not as much as now.
Sure.
Like you definitely have a lot more patience. And what I realized,
Well, nobody has more patience in this house than you.
I do.
You have Simone has a great amount of patience. Just to interject right here, I was going to say it earlier too when you were talking about Riley, her teaching you patience, and I don't discount that. But I feel like I definitely have to be honest when I feel like I said or I say that I taught Simone a lot of patience in the sense of
Dealing with
I'm a lot. I'm a lot,
He's
right?
a Cancer. That
Yeah,
sums it
my
up.
zodiac's a Cancer. As good-hearted as individuals as we can be, we are a lot. Sometimes I even say to myself, I am just a lot, like
Yeah.
to deal with. So I catch myself sometimes as
God's
years go on.
blessing.
So
God has blessed me with patience.
yeah. So and Riley could be a little bit like more like me than you these days. So she has her moments.
Yeah, she definitely has her moments.
But again, back to patience, as we're saying.
I definitely saw that with him, and also just I know he loves and he loves hard, but watching him with Riley, wow, it just brings out a different side of him. Like wow, like he when he focuses on her, like he is focused on her. Everything is about Riley. Like it's just his love and how much he can love and how much he does for those that he truly loves. And I think us having Riley just like brought that out a lot more in you. You know what I mean? It's just the way you love. Like it's definitely something to watch.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful.
I appreciate
Really
that. I appreciate
beautiful.
that. And,
Makes my heart smile every time.
that's awesome to hear. Certainly, I do feel that way. I share those sentiments, but actually, you being able to see me with her, that's
It's
awesome. I wish
amazing.
I could really just sit from your lens and
It's
just
amazing.
watch that.
There's times he'll
relationship.
just sit there and just watch her.
Yeah,
Like it's like you're in like disbelief that like this is your daughter.
yeah, no, that's true. I am. It's in shock, especially seeing certain characteristics. As I even mentioned back to our last video a year and a half ago, when she was only 6 months, and now she's about to be 2 years old. Believe it or not, and even seeing those characteristics and watching her grow and just facial expressions, and there's just
Oh my
so many
god.
similarities, and it's just a beautiful
She's a
thing.
little cat.
No, but thank you, I appreciate that. So I guess I have to answer too, right? Something I noticed differently about you since becoming a parent. Oh man, um, I knew you were thick-skinned and tough, and again, very patient. But again, it's a whole other side of patience. Just how you are with her, just day and night, literally, from days to weeks to months to now years. Coming up on 2 years, you've done a great job. And I probably don't say it often enough, but I'll say it here on camera that you do a fantastic job.
You say it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure I do then, but maybe I don't notice I'm saying it. Maybe it's in other ways that I remind you. But no, it's just such a great job that you do. As far as, but I mean, as far as differently, I mean, that's not really a surprise to me. I always knew you were capable. You always knew and said you were meant to be a mom. Doing a great job with your
Thanks to my niece and my nephew. Thank you, my
years
sister, for blessing me with
years
my
of training.
baby, my first love.
Prepared you for war.
Yes.
And but differently, that's a tough one for me. It really is because all these things I knew you were capable of, or I was familiar with, even just from us being together for well over a decade prior to having Riley. So I wish I could say there was something that stood out differently, but you just continue to deliver in each and every way that I've known you to.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that's a sufficient answer for you and the people out there because really there's nothing that like caught me completely off guard because I knew that's just how you are. It's how you're built. You're welcome. Parenting disagreements. Now, sweet as that was, this is where it gets fun.
Oh yeah.
All
Oh
right,
my
you go.
gosh.
I probably only have a couple things. You probably have a scroll.
No, I feel like we're on page, like the same page with a lot of things,
Mhm.
but it's sweets. I
Sweets.
think
Okay,
disagreements with
that's fair.
snacks.
And I'm not over the top with giving Riley
You're not.
snacks.
We really don't give her, like, we give her snacks, but like healthy snacks. We don't really give her sweet snacks, but when he gives her sweet snacks,
The only
they're
thing,
sweet snacks.
you know, the only thing, and a close friend of ours also does the same. I'm not going to name names. A shout out to them for making me feel a little better last week when they said they do the same thing from time to time too. I think it may have even been the mother, so it wasn't even like it was the dad. No, but really, the only thing as far as I don't give Riley a lot of sweets. I just happen to give her sweets from time to time. Where Simone is, make sure everything is natural, sugars, no artificial, and I think that's great. Don't get me wrong, I think that's the way to go. But from time to time, specifically, probably every other week, I'll go for a Dunkin' run, grab a
So
coffee.
bad.
I'll grab a coffee and a bagel, and I myself have even cut back. Simone could vouch for me.
Yeah.
I've drastically cut back on my donut intake. I mean, Pat in 2015, 16, 17, 18, like I used to house donuts like potato
All the
chips,
time.
but I stopped that for the most part. But once in a while, especially if I know Riley's home with you, I'll go and get some Munchkins,
He
and I'll,
loves
I'll only get like a
Munchkins,
10 count, and she'll probably only have like
But
two
the
or three.
problem with
So
Riley,
I give
you
her a Munchkin.
Exactly, a Munchkin.
It's
but
all
Riley
about
doesn't
Munchkins,
know
really.
what it means to have one.
And she's getting better and better with pronunciating it too.
Yeah, more,
So, yeah.
more Munchkins.
Munchkins.
Yeah.
So she kicks that baby gate down and
And
comes
that's
to the
it.
kitchen.
Yeah, she literally kicks it down. She
Yeah.
knows where they are. But
So it's not sweets in general that I give her. It's really just the Munchkin thing I
Yeah.
do every other week. I think I'm pacing it out pretty
you're
good,
not
but
too
I
bad.
get
But
it.
I know as the older she gets, she's gonna go out and just eat all
Of
that
course,
junk.
of
So I'm
course.
just trying to,
I know. We're trying to minimize it.
But I feel like
But that's probably the only thing, right?
much that we disagree on.
We don't disagree on much. I think we're pretty much on the same page and have that
Yeah.
that mutual respect.
Ask us again in a few years.
Yeah, when she's like 5 or 6,
Yeah.
right? 7. But we have that mutual respect for one another. Where
Yeah.
look, if I totally whatever Simone says kind of goes in the sense of, hey, your daughter and her sleeping patterns or how she reacts when she drinks this or eats that more so than myself, being around her more around the clock. So I get it and I understand that and I respect it. So that's why like I do the Munchkin thing. Although I know it could go throughout the duration of a day. Even if I give it to her in the morning, I'm not getting her Munchkins and giving them to her at 4, 5, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
She'll have her Munchkin before noon, a couple Munchkins, and that's it. So,
Couple.
well, if it was up to me, I'd probably only give her 2, but sometimes she gets that third out of pity.
That third I don't know about.
Even you, no, you
No,
cave.
no,
You say
no,
break
no.
it in half.
I say break it. No, she had one, and I'm like, break it in half. I'm like, you take a bite, you break it in half and give it to her because I feel so
Yeah.
bad. She's like, Munchkin, mama,
Yeah.
mama.
It's the way she says it.
And you're just like, take the whole box,
She got
baby.
the sad puppy dog face. I know. I feel like going back and getting her a real donut
No way.
after
no
that,
way,
but
no way.
soon enough, in a year or two, she'll between me and Riley, we'll have our pinky promises.
Stop it.
So here we are. What has been the most difficult change since having Riley?
Oh well, the most difficult change definitely is getting up and going. Where you used to be able to just say, "Hey, babe, let's go to the movies. Let's go here. Let's go here." Now you're like, "Oh wait."
I think,
Right.
and I don't even think it's as much as even going to as simple as a movie
Even
or
going to the
dining.
store.
It's literally everything. You just have, as any new parent would say, you
Yeah.
just have to take into account. Oh, by the way, I have a baby or I have a toddler, and so I think that's the biggest thing. I was going to
Yeah.
say with me, which is totally part of it as well, is like time management. Right? You want to do X, Y, Z, or sometimes we're all procrastinators at some point in time.
Yeah.
Say, I'll do it this time. It's like you find that block of time to do something and you got to do it, whether it's laundry, dishes, if I'm going to record a podcast, if you're going to watch one of your favorite, television shows or edit something, like you really have to map out your days and nights. Because if you don't, then you have to wait
get
to the
lost.
next day
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah.
And maybe not, depending upon the plans, you have doctor's appointments and all this other stuff. So I think that has been the most difficult change for me personally. Getting my time management in order. Again, it's helped me, like I said earlier, it's helped me focus and kind of zone in on what's important and what's not. It's all good things, but it's a change nonetheless.
Yeah.
Simone, this is one that is for you. How do you feel about co-sleeping?
I remember writing that question. Co-sleeping. Okay, this might be an unpopular opinion, guys, but I am pro co-sleeping as long as it's done safely. I enjoy sleeping next to Riley. I enjoy cuddling her. I enjoy just being near her. If I could cuddle her for 24 hours a day, I would. And you know what? As long as it's done safely. Um, they don't stay small forever. And I just want to soak it all in, you know? She's old enough now, she's two, where, she's not rolling over on me or I'm not rolling on her. First of all, when I sleep, I don't really sleep. I know everything that's going on. So I'm very observant when I'm
Right.
sleeping. I'm a light sleeper. But as long as it's done safely, I'm okay with co-sleeping. Like I said, they don't stay young forever, and I just want to soak in every single moment. And I love when
Oh,
she
you're
wakes
gonna
up
you're gonna
in the
soak in every
morning.
moment
I
because when
do.
she's 10 years old and wants to crawl in the bed,
I'm okay with that. And I'm so like ask my niece when she was 13. I'm like, let's cuddle.
you got
Now she's like, lady, please. But
well,
I
you guys
honestly
enjoy
loved
that.
it.
I'll be going elsewhere
I
when she
love it.
co-sleeps at 12 and 13.
I love it.
I'll be
Listen,
permanently living in the
listen,
cave.
mamas, they grow up and they go out, and there's no more
No,
cuddling,
yeah, I
and
understand.
and
I understand.
I love it, and I'm just trying to soak it all in before she realizes.
Or she says, "Get out of here,"
Yeah, basically. So,
or we say, "Get out of
but
here."
the thing with Riley though, Riley can sleep, with us, or she can go in her room and she can sleep. It's not like, oh, I cannot sleep by myself. You know what I mean? So she's not dependent on sleeping with us to fall asleep. So I think there's also a difference there. They have to be able to go in their bed and sleep. And then if you want once in a while co-sleeping, then there's nothing wrong with that.
All right,
That's as long as it's a healthy balance. Let's just say that.
you heard it here first. All right, so the second to last question here is mother slash fatherhood what you expected?
You wanna go first?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first this time. Switch things up a little bit. Um, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations going into this, becoming a father. It's all new, and I said it very, very early on. Again, back to the video we shot a year and a half ago with Riley, 6 months old, right? You could read as many books as you want going into this, during it, and I think that's great. We actually have, thanks to some good friends
Yes.
who sent some books our way. But at the end of the day, again, I didn't have any expectation because I wanted it to all feel brand new, to try to combat those things and troubleshoot those things as they were to happen at that moment in time. So it's exceeded. If there was any kind of expectation I had, unbeknownst to me or us, not to speak for you, but
Everything you're saying, I agree.
it's exceeded any kind of
Definitely.
expectation
How
or
I feel.
belief that I ever would have
That's
had
how I
in
feel.
mind. It's been so rewarding just in these 2 years that the late nights or the times that I do wake up with you to help out, or honestly whatever, as simple as whatever, getting her in and out of the car, getting the stroller, getting the car seat, just little odds and ends things, little things that add up and they exhaust you and tire you, whatever
Yeah.
that may be, big or small, right? I know I barely scratched the surface with that, but anyway, it's also worth it at the end of the day because
Yeah.
she's worth it. She's made life so amazing for us, and I think this might be a nice lead into the last question, which I'm kind of glad you left that question number 6 to the end because I think that ties in good to what's the future hold, right?
Yes.
But I'll let you have the floor here. But fatherhood is beyond my wildest dreams, and it's been awesome. Now ask me that when she's 12, 13, 14.
Slamming the door. I
When,
hate you.
when this man bun is long gone and probably shining my bald head, or just a head full of gray hair, maybe we have a different conversation in 10 years.
Yeah.
But right now, at this very moment in time, it's been amazing.
I agree. I feel like I agree with everything that you said. It's honestly beyond what I expected, and I think because I have a niece and a nephew, I was like, how could it be better than this? And I think I used to tell you that all the
Yeah,
time.
you
Like,
did.
how can I love someone? I won't say more than my niece or nephew, but differently. I'm like, and I was for a little while I was terrified because I was like, there's just no way. I'm obsessed with my niece and my nephew,
Yeah,
and
sure.
having Riley, it's just like, wow. I mean, this is what it feels like to be a mother. Like, I remember as soon as Riley was born, the first thing I yelled out was, "Let's do it again!"
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
I
that was
said,
pretty
"Let's
wild.
do it again," because I was so overwhelmed with that feeling, and and it stuck with me. It's Motherhood is, I couldn't even, as you
Put
can
in the
see,
words.
yeah, basically.
I mean,
literally can't put into words. I love everything about it. I love the ups and the downs. I love when she cries. I love when she smiles. I love it. I absolutely love it. And like I said before with Pat, like I think, motherhood I was meant for.
yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, and it was hard for me to believe that you could love your own child even more than you love your niece and nephew, because for years, not only would she tell me that, but she would just show them, or show, it would not show them, but show me and everybody else around her how much she loved them by talking about them, by loving them in person, from a distance, whatever it was. And it was almost to the point where I wanted to almost have a private conversation with your sister. Shout out to Toya and say, Toya, are those actually Simone's children? Because for a very long time, I won't mention the names, but the niece and the nephew, I could have swore they were your kids, the way you treated them and loved them. So
They're my first babies.
I knew going into this, and especially with Riley, that man, if that's how you love your niece and nephew, that Riley is in good hands, and that she very much is.
They're my first loves.
For sure. Last question here, baby number 2, is it something you guys are planning on doing or having, and so on? So. I mean, I could chime in, but do you want to take the floor since you're the one who gives birth?
My short answer is baby number 2, only God knows. God's blessings. We don't know. It's all in God's hands. That's my answer. I will have a million kids.
And although I don't discount that, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on that answer, that politically correct answer, I'm here for the people. All right, they're not tuning into this,
guys. Okay, would I love baby number 2? Of course, but again, it's up to God if we are blessed with baby number 2, and that's just what I'm leaving it as.
Let me rephrase this question, because there's nothing for me to really answer here, because I'm on board. I'll just say I'm on board with
goers. You know what I mean.
I'm on board with what you're saying, and again, I'm also.
So you answer.
No, I'm also on board with baby number 2, absolutely. It's easy for the guy to say because we're not the ones, going in to deliver said baby. What do we have to do? Maybe cut the umbilical. That's it. That's the hardest part we have, but we don't even feel that pain. So yes, baby number 2, would love to do so.
God willing.
But wrapping up here, is it something you want at this stage of your life?
Yes, I would love 10 babies. In this stage of my life.
This is where I would have to decline. This is where I would have to decline on the vast majority of that number. But 1 or 2 more, I'd be here for it. 10, I don't know. Unless she has a trust fund or a savings or something that I don't know about.
Expensive, guys.
Then maybe we can work it out. The lady in a shoe over here. But yeah, no, we would love baby number 2 to happen.
Yeah, children are such a blessing.
Yeah, they are, and Riley's shown us that firsthand. So, all right, so that was our first video back. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you.
I have to say, guys, I missed sitting here and
just chopping it up.
And just
it's really refreshing because honestly, this is just like a conversation we have on any given day.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of nice. It is nice at the very same time to be back and to be reaching out to you guys. And thank you for reaching out to us. And outside of some YouTube shorts, I know we haven't had any long form content. So here we are.
Yeah.
And
I did a few solo, but I know you guys missed this face.
Yes, absolutely. This is I'm a big needle mover. We're gonna get those clicks and views now. Get that channel back to where it needs to be, like it was in 2021, right?
Yeah.
No, but in all sincerity, thank you guys, and thank you for supporting this channel.
Yes.
And
let us know if you guys want to have more questions. We can do a part 2. There's a lot of questions. I trimmed it down to those, but if you guys want a part 2, let us know. You can message us on our Instagram. We will link it below because a few of you guys like to message us there and not have your questions public, so you can do that as well. But yes, as you were saying.
Yeah, pretty much sums it up here today. So as always, thank you. I almost wrapped it up like I do my podcast.
I know.
Thank you for tuning in to the Turnbuckle Topics podcast. No, honestly,
go
guys,
over there. Don't forget Turnbuckle Topics. We'll put that.
Yeah, I guess we'll plug that too. If you guys if you guys are into professional wrestling like we are, and I certainly am, whether you like the '90s wrestling or the Attitude Era or even present day stuff, which I also enjoy, feel free to check out my podcast. Again, I have a YouTube channel for it, and also on all your favorite podcast platforms and so on. So
Yeah, that's what's
that pretty
been
much
taking
does
up
it.
this time.
Yes,
Guys,
that's been keeping me busy. In the meantime, when we haven't been doing this channel, and I know Simone sorely missed doing these
I did.
together,
I
especially
did.
with me.
It was hard getting. It's hard getting back into it, but you guys.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard getting back on track with anything that you used to do so consistently.
Yeah.
But all right, that wraps it up here. We will see you guys soon. Thank you for all your support. Like, comment on this video, and certainly subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next time.
And as always, spread love, not hate. You
That's
forgot
right.
that. It's been that long.
Oh,
I didn't
forget that. That's something you've done since the very first day we filmed for this channel.
We're wrapping up, and we didn't even say that.
Yeah, you always ended with that, and then that's when it's the end. That's it. The video just ends with that. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you as always.
Bye.